After past 3 decades, China finally abolished its controversial one-child policy and started a new second-child policy. The one-child policy was introduced in 1979 by Deng Xiaoping to curb China's rapidly growing population, to tackle extreme poverty, and to boost the economic growth. This is the implementation of China's one-child policy. There are incentives for the families who adhere to the one-child policy, while for the families who don't, they were subject to fines. The officials claim that the one-child policy estimated to have successfully averted up to 400 million births since it was implemented. However, after 3 decades implementing the one-child policy, China faces shrinking workforce due to the large aging society simultaneously with rapid economic growth. Therefore, starting from the end of 2013, the Chinese government started to relax the law. And until now, China made a U-turn and implemented a two-child policy which effective on January 1, 2016.
China two-child policy was implemented by ruling Communist Party in January 2016. So by January 2016, the states advocate that all married couples shall be allowed to have 2 children without restrictions. What are the effects? First, increased birth rate. 12 National People Congress in March 2017, Wang Ping, Deputy Director of the National Health and Family Planning Commission of China, reported that live births in national hospital number 18.46 million in 2016. According to the data released by the National Bureau of Statistics, China's total population reached 1.383 billion in 2016. The annual population increase for the year was 17.86 million, 1.31 million more than in 2015. The number of babies born in China in 2016 jumped 7.9% from the previous year, a jump attributable for China's shift to a two-child policy. Also, rush reduction in abortion for unapproved pregnancy. It's all the product of hard work by the government that encourage people to have more child. However, there are limiting factors such as financial and career that make people choose to stay with less child. Second, increased fertility rate. The fertility rate reached 1.7%, the highest rate since 2000. But in some provinces, the fertility rate is still lower than the previous year. According to the National Population Development Plan 2016-2030, despite the increase, China's fertility rate remained below the replacement level, at which the population naturally replenishes itself from one generation to the next. Third, deal with aging population. Currently, about 30% of China's population is above 50, and the total population of the country is around 1.36 billion. In a little more than 10 years, 1/4 of the China will be 60 or older. This means there will be enough workers in the labor forces, hence strengthening economic growth. What's more serious, it may be insufficient of people to take care of those seniors. So, the second child policy have a long-term effect that will increase the number of workers for the next 10 years and it will be a solution for the problem.
Reactions of society. First, there are some couples who reacted with joy for being able to have 2 children. Some criticize the two-child policy for not going far enough in procedures of legalization. Most of the Chinese citizens still confused by the policy change that will be implemented. However, researchers are not surprised with the announcement. It is because especially the demographers predict that the new 2-baby allowance will have a modest near-term impact on the nation's demographic. Next, 12 Chinese provinces have taken steps towards changing maternal and marital leave regulations to encourage more birth. Issues that arises. First, China's total fertility rate fell below replacement as it was one of the consequences from the one-child policy. Second, marriage rate lower due to leftover women prioritize their careers over marriage. Third, China has set its annual birth rate target at 20 million live births. Therefore, National Health and Family Planning Commission announced it expected the two-child policy to boost birth rates by 3 million additional births a year. Conclusively, the reactions of Chinese people were mixed. The Chinese government is doing at its best to encourage Chinese couples to follow the second child policy. However, there are more detailed programs have yet to emerge.
Despite having the child policies that were enforced by the China government, we still got issues that came up that questioning the effectiveness of this child policy. There are several side effects of having these policies enforced throughout the China. First, there will be a gender imbalance between the females and male population in China. This is because the marriage rate went down and divorce rate went up every year. Even after China enforces the two-child policy so the family could have a girl, the female population would still below the suitable amount for the country. Second, the infertility rate of the women in China goes decrease according to a recent survey by the China Population Association. As the China economy increases every year, many Chinese women are highly educated and choose to stay single and childless. This is because they don't want to have any commitment towards anything that leads to responsibility. Third, there are some children who are not registered to government and left unregistered. As a result, the parents will send the extra child to their grandparents at the rural area and let them raise the kids there. This is because at the rural area, the government is a bit loosening about the child policy there. In conclusion, as a suggestion, I believe that China could find other steps that could affect in the long run to ensure that there should not be a gender imbalance issue in the future and infertility rate among educated women, as well as the life chance of many unwanted babies out there.